1 tablespoon. That's the difference between a strawberry plant that gives you a handful of berries and one that keeps producing all season long. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now because you came here for that answer and you deserve it up front. Worm castings. Specifically, 1 heaping tablespoon of high-quality worm castings dissolved in 1 gallon of water, applied as a soil drench to the root zone of each plant, once every 3 weeks through the active growing season. That is the secret. But here is what matters. Knowing what it is and knowing how to make it actually work are 2 completely different things. Most gardeners who try worm castings don't see results because they use them wrong or they have other hidden problems silently canceling out the benefits. So stay with me because the next few minutes will show you the 5 mistakes that could be blocking your yields right now, how to apply this correctly, and the 1 above-ground factor that no soil amendment in the world can replace. Before we dive in, drop your country in the comments right now and tell me, are you growing strawberries in containers, raised beds, or directly in the ground? Let's get into it. Why worm castings work. Most gardeners think of worm castings as a gentle fertilizer, a soft nutrient source. That framing completely misses the most important thing they provide. Worm castings are a concentrated delivery system for biological life. Every tablespoon contains hundreds of millions of beneficial microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and protozoa that reactivate the soil. Think of your strawberry plant as a small factory. The roots are the supply chain, the leaves are the production floor, and the flowers are the finished product. For that factory to run at full capacity, the root zone cannot be dead. Phosphorus is the nutrient that drives flower production in strawberries. But plants cannot easily access phosphorus alone, they need a partnership with beneficial mycorrhizal fungi that extend the root system's reach. When that biological system is missing, as it is in most commercial potting mixes which are sterilized for shelf stability, your plant sits in an empty medium. It operates below its biological ceiling. Worm castings raise that ceiling by activating the living infrastructure your roots need to feed efficiently. If this is the kind of real growing knowledge you want more of, hit subscribe. We go deeper than most gardening channels out there and it's completely free. Step 1. Why most strawberry plants underperform. A strawberry plant's default setting isn't produce as much fruit as possible. It's survival. Whether it channels energy into leaves and runners or into flowers and fruit depends entirely on the signals your growing environment sends it. Nitrogen is the most common signal problem. Too much of it and your plant grows lush leaves, pushes runners, and produces almost no fruit. Switch to a bloom formula like 5-10-10 the moment flower buds appear. Crowding is the next silent yield killer. Overlapping root systems compete for nutrients, moisture, and oxygen, and a stressed plant doesn't prioritize fruit. 8 to 12 inches between plants minimum, 1 per 5-gallon pot in containers. Inconsistent watering causes flowers to abort before they ever open. The plant recovers when you water, but that potential berry is gone permanently. Keep the soil evenly moist, water when the top inch is dry, not when the plant wilts. Missing mulch exposes roots to temperature swings and rapid moisture loss. 1 to 2 inches of straw, shredded leaves, or pine needles around each plant is all it takes, just keep it clear of the crown. Now that you know what's working against your plant, here is exactly how to fix it at the root level. Step 2. How to apply the 1 tablespoon formula. The numbers matter here. 1 tablespoon, 1 gallon, every 3 weeks. Underapplication or skipping weeks will deliver only a fraction of the benefit. The biology needs to be maintained through the season. For containers, add 1 heaping tablespoon of worm castings into 1 gallon of room temperature water. Stir well, let it sit for 15 minutes to wake up the microbes, stir again and pour it slowly onto the soil from first flower bud through the end of the fruiting season. Alternatively, gently scratch 1 tablespoon of dry castings into the top inch of soil and water it in thoroughly. For raised beds, scale up using 1 tablespoon per square foot of bed space, either as a liquid drench or a dry top dress. For in-ground plants, top dress 1 tablespoon per plant right around the drip line, the outer edge where the leaves extend, and water it in well. Remember, worm castings are a biological amplifier. If your plants are severely underwatered, heavily shaded, or in completely depleted soil, they cannot rescue them. This is a routine practice, not a cure for poor conditions. Step 3. The final factor that determines whether this doubles your harvest asterisk. The worm castings handle everything underground, but there is an above-ground process that no fertilizer can substitute for. Pollination. Every single strawberry flower must be pollinated to become fruit. On cool, cloudy days or in sheltered areas like balconies and patios, pollinator traffic drops. Unpollinated flowers will either produce small, deformed, seedy fruit or completely blacken and die. Outdoor growers stop all pesticide and insecticide applications 2 weeks before flowering begins, including organic options like neem oil, so you don't deter the bees. Plant borage, chives left to flower, or sweet alyssum nearby as powerful pollinator attractants. Container and balcony growers, you need to become the bee. Take a small soft paintbrush or a clean cotton swab and gently touch the center of each fully open flower during mid-morning, moving from flower to flower. Doing this every 2 to 3 days can completely transform your fruit set. Step 4. What to realistically expect and when. Weeks 1 to 3, you won't see a dramatic change on top. The magic is happening entirely underground as microbial communities establish. Weeks 3 to 6, this is where the change becomes visible, more flower buds appearing simultaneously, better fruit set, fewer flowers dropping. By the end of the season, instead of one short flush of fruit followed by a sudden decline, you will enjoy a sustained, rolling harvest that continues for weeks beyond what the plant achieved before. The second season, in the same soil that received regular biological inputs through the first, results are often even stronger, because the ecosystem is now established rather than just beginning. This is a compounding investment. The biology builds season after season. The plant responds, the yield improves year after year. 1 tablespoon every 3 weeks, sustained through the season. The harvest asterisk. Imagine walking out to your garden on an early summer morning. The air is still cool and there they are, more berries than last week, bigger than the week before, and ruby red all the way through because they ripened naturally on the vine. The flavor is completely different from anything you can buy at a grocery store. A rich, deep sweetness that commercially grown fruits simply cannot achieve. The scale of your garden doesn't determine the quality of your harvest, your practices do. What has been your biggest challenge growing strawberries so far? Low fruit production? Healthy leaves but no flowers? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single reply and your answers help shape the very next video. If this video gave you something practical to use today, please give it a like to help it reach other growers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the kind of content we put out consistently. Real growing knowledge, no fluff, one click and you won't miss it. Warmly from your friend at Plant Space Collective, keep growing.